Previously, after sparring with his sister Marfa, Aster was summoned to the main house of Elmheim alongside his father, Highfreed. Their sister Kudryavka chased down their carriage to warn him to come back alive. Rivalry aside, she cares. Aster promised he would. Now he rides with his father into the lion's den to face the terrifying Elder Lords. Aster and his father, Lord Highfreed, have arrived at the destination, and the atmosphere is instantly tense. The guards at the gate open it up, and one of them stiffly welcomes Lord Highfreed. Notice he didn't acknowledge Aster? The disrespect starts immediately. We see rows of knights in full plate armor lining the path. It's not a welcoming committee, it's an intimidation tactic. The lead knight tells them the Elder Lords are already waiting inside. Highfreed, trying to maintain some dignity, says there's no need to show them the way, that he knows the path. He's trying to assert a little bit of control here, reminding them that this used to be his home too. But the guard shuts that down. He says they've been ordered to bring the two of them together without fail. Translation: they are prisoners, not guests. They don't walk freely, they are escorted. Highfreed makes a grim observation as they start walking through this gauntlet of steel. He mutters that they didn't call them here just to celebrate having a grandson. It's sarcasm, obviously. Nobody celebrates anything in this family. But Aster, he's looking around with those glowing golden eyes, and he's actually smiling slightly. He thinks to himself that it's nostalgic, that it's been a while since he was last in his old home. Remember, this guy has lived through this before in his past life, so he's seeing reminders of his past everywhere. The castle looms ahead. Red skies, dark towers. It looks ominous. As they walk through the courtyard, Highfreed leans in to give his son some last-minute advice. He's sweating. You can see the stress on his face. He tells Aster that he's sure he understands this, but today of all days, he shouldn't lose his composure no matter what they say. This poor father is terrified that Aster is going to provoke them and get them both in serious trouble. Aster, hands in his pockets, looking casual, replies that it depends on how they act. Highfreed practically stumbles. He turns back, concerned, and emphasizes that they are exactly the problem. He knows these old powers inside aren't going to act kindly. But then Aster notices something happening in the background. There are people sparring in the courtyard, and Aster spots a missing face. He wonders where Darius is. Remember Darius? The person Aster defeated at the sword dance? Aster casually notes that if his dominant arm got injured, he won't be coming back anytime soon. He's completely unbothered. Highfreed is trying to confirm Aster is listening, asking if he's paying attention, and Aster gives him the most innocent smile and says, "Yes, of course, just for today, he'll be very quiet." We know that's not going to last. He also mentions that his sister told him to come back safely, so he's got extra motivation not to end up in danger today. Finally, the moment arrives. They reach the giant double doors of the main chamber. The guards announce that they have brought Lord Highfreed and his son as requested. The doors creak open, and the room is enormous. High ceilings, chandeliers, and lined with people. But at the far end, sitting on 3 thrones, are the main powers. A voice speaks out, noting that they've finally come and asking if it's been over 10 years. Highfreed is walking forward, but you can feel the weight on his shoulders. The voice continues, addressing him as grandson. Highfreed immediately drops to one knee. He bows his head in total submission. He greets the 6th head formally, then corrects himself to address him as his great and revered grandfather. There it is. This is Zenith Elmheim, the 6th head of the main family. And this guy looks intimidating. He's got wild white hair, one glowing red eye, and an expression that radiates danger. Aster is staring right at him, analyzing him. His inner thoughts kick in. That's the monster lurking in Elmheim's shadow. Zenith Elmheim. Aster looks around the room. It's not just the old man. The room is filled with former heads of branch families and influential figures under the Elmheim banner. It's filled with powerful people. Aster recognizes a few faces from the sword dance gathering. He notices who is missing. He wonders about someone internally, thinking that Roderick is not here. Zenith sees Aster's eyes and understands, explaining that person is the commander of the Royal Knights and has no time to be bothered with mundane affairs, so they are kindly handling the administrative matters for him. Aster takes a knee next to his father, but his internal thoughts are active. In his previous life, he never even got the chance to see this man because he didn't matter enough. But now, to gather this many executives without the current head present, it's unusual, it's suspicious. Aster thinks that for someone retired, this person still wields considerable influence. Highfreed, still tense, asks what these mundane affairs are. Zenith leans forward, his shadow looming. He mentions that he's sure Highfreed has already guessed, that he heard at the sword dance gathering, the adopted son caused quite the disruption. He's talking about Aster in disparaging terms. The disrespect is clear. We get a quick flash of Aster's actions at the tournament. Highfreed continues, his voice sharp, noting that the current head Roderick himself stepped in and settled it. Highfreed tries to use that as a defense. He says that was nothing more than a public gesture. But another elder cuts in, angry, saying it doesn't change the fact that the Elmheim name was damaged. This old person looks furious. He declares that taking in a child of unknown origin as an adopted son was a mistake from the start. They were willing to overlook it as long as he remained harmless. But now that he's shown hostility toward the main house, it's a different story. The atmosphere in the room turns hostile. The tension behind the elders is palpable. They drop their judgment. Exile is the only answer. And of course, Highfreed will not escape consequences either. Aster has heard enough. He stands up. He interrupts, asking them to wait, saying he did all of it on his own, and his father had nothing to do with it. Highfreed flinches. He knows there is no talking your way out of this. Aster looks at his dad, confused. Why is he so afraid? Zenith sighs. He comments that the boy truly lacks discipline, that a child is interrupting an adult conversation. Then, Zenith provides context. He explains that they command 12,000 knights under their banner and carry the name Elmheim on their backs. But the knights are not a single unified force. There are countless people eyeing that top position. We see the other people in the room looking calculating. They are waiting for a moment of weakness. Zenith stands up. He's holding a cane, but he radiates power. He says they simply want peace of mind, proof that Aster is not a threat to Elmheim. Zenith then hands him a weapon. Highfreed's eyes go wide in shock. It's a sword, a very specific, ornate sword. Zenith asks if he remembers, when he failed to protect his liege and damaged the Elmheim name, Roderick severed his arm in this very chamber. This is deep pain being brought up right now. Zenith's eye glows an intimidating red. He gives the order that changes everything. He tells Highfreed to end that boy's life. Complete silence. He just ordered a father to execute his own son. He adds that if he does that, they'll overlook the incident. Aster stares at the sword. Then he looks at his father. The tension is overwhelming. Highfreed remains calm, collected, and firmly states that he refuses. His father, his voice steady, saying he would sooner gladly take his own life than harm his own child. Aster looks at his dad, genuinely shocked. He didn't expect this level of loyalty. Zenith just acknowledges this quietly. Then, in the coldest move, Zenith points his cane and declares that in that case, Highfreed may face consequences. Instantly, the atmosphere erupts. Knights draw their swords. Zenith adds that Highfreed's wife, his daughters, and that boy, every last one. He's expressing that by the end of today, the Viscount house will be no more. Knights lunge at them. Blades are swinging. Highfreed and Aster can only look in anger as they are completely surrounded. But then Aster speaks up, and his tone is completely different. He asks what the old man is so afraid of. Everyone freezes. Zenith looks confused. Aster is standing there calm amidst the swords pointed at him. He mocks them, saying grown adults are huddling together and trembling, calling it pathetic. He looks at Zenith. He tells him that if they're that scared of their own adopted family member, then exile him or eliminate him, whichever they prefer. But then, Aster grabs his shirt. He grips the fabric over his chest. His eyes are glowing brighter than before. He declares that if they intend to lay a hand on his family, he tears his shirt open. Highfreed looks back. Aster apologizes to his father, admitting that he's really no good at keeping quiet after all. The knights are shocked. They're asking what that is, what that crest on his back is. There it is. Glowing and burning red energy on Aster's back is a sigil, a massive, complex, magical crest. The energy explodes outwards. The knights step back, understanding what they see but not sure if it is real. The red aura floods the entire throne room. Aster's voice echoes with power, declaring that if they do this, these 7 wings will become Elmheim's enemy. He is literally surrounded by red flame-like energy. The 7 wings. He's invoking a power that seems to terrify everyone present. He glares at Zenith, his face showing pure determination. He tells them to think very carefully about that. And that's where the chapter ends. Aster just declared his position to the entire Elmheim leadership to protect his family.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and like. It really helps me out.